Hi there, it's Judith Rasinga here, strength and conditioning coach and personal trainer from movepainfree.co.uk. In my last video, I have stated my guidelines, the guidelines I'm sharing with my clients when they sign up with me. I haven't finished on those points. I have 2 more points to share. The 2 points would be sleep, how to improve quality of sleep, and alcohol. The first one, you would think that it's a pretty straightforward thing, but actually the more you read about this topic, the more complex and tougher it gets to really help the body to recover during and at night times. So when it comes to sleep, how we could improve our sleep will be depending on a couple of factors. Whether we are surrounded by electrical equipment, whether we drinking or eating stimulants close to sleeping hours, and whether or not we reading in bed with the lights on or watching television just before we go to sleep. So these main factors, if we just examine them now, so electrical equipment, electromagnetic field, sensitivity to this electromagnetic field is a very common problem and issue. We all in general go to bed with our iPad or phone in our hand, still checking Facebook, chatting on WhatsApp, and or even just doing a reading before we go to sleep. And then of course we start to doze off a little, and then we just keep those electrical devices by the side of the bed. This is what shouldn't be the practice, because all these devices actually emitting radiation, and this radiation is not even a small amount, especially if you have the charger plugged in close to your bedside as well. So these devices shouldn't remain in the room, and I think everyone can agree with this. These devices should be outside of the room, left at least 6 feet away from your bedroom, from where you sleep, and they should be charged there as well. So to wake yourself up, you do need to use a device with batteries in it, like a radio, for example, to wake you up, and nothing, and really nothing else. The radio does emit radio frequencies, so clearly the best thing is really one of these plastic clocks. I'm just going to grab it, yeah, to wake you up. Old-fashioned, I know, but something maybe that doesn't sound that horrible, because you obviously don't want to wake up with loads of cortisol in the body first thing in the morning. So what can you do? Well, you can buy neutralizers. You can buy neutralizers for your phone, which I have just ordered. I will show you next time when I have it. So you just stick it onto your phone and it will help sealing it, so that there's not much getting to your head, obviously. But you can put these things into every device, or you can plug, or you can buy a plug that you plug in, and that will help to seal the whole house. Not entirely, of course not, but you can buy these measuring devices that will EMF, electromagnetic field meters, and then you can actually check on how much emission they producing. And then of course then you buy this plug, you buy these neutralizing stickers, and then you see how it improved. These electromagnetic or EMF meters, they have certain issues, so read up on how you should be holding it, how far you should hold it from the device, and the more complex you buy, the better, because then one reading is going to be enough, because they will have 3-dimensional readings added up, and obviously that way you don't need to keep holding it in different ways to measure the electromagnetic radiation emission. Okay, so these devices should stay out of your bedroom, fair enough. Then if you do like to read before sleep, you might need to go for paperback, but the light that you're keeping on shouldn't be of fluorescent light, because those have radiation as well. So these fluorescent light bulbs that are energy saving actually not the best thing, especially not in the bedroom. Yeah, because by this saving method they emit radiation. So this is where you come in. Okay, saving electricity or actually getting more radiation. You need to decide. Okay, so before you go to bed, 1.5, 2 hours before you go to bed, don't have the big lights on, basically, and don't put yourself out to this vibration as well. For that, obviously, couple of times, I'm sure you heard about it, but it's not good for the eyes either. Eating, drinking before you go to sleep, nothing that would stimulate the body, so it has to be really light. I still think that cheese is causing nightmares. There's many argues that there's nothing to do with it, but more it helps you to sleep because of tryptophan content. But anyway, so read up on these things. Be a bit inquisitive if you have sleeping problems, because many of us have sleeping problems. So see what is the trigger for you. Alcohol definitely will be. So you're not supposed to be drinking, and that's everyone almost every night have a glass of wine or two. You're not supposed to do that. It's not going to let you sleep. You're not going to be in that nice, deep, relaxing sleep during the night. You will have nightmares, you will have hot flushes, you will have a very superficial sleep, and you will wake up very, very tired. Also, the time of the night that you go to sleep is very important. If it's 10:30 and later, you know that you're going to miss out physical repair, because it's between 10 and 2 p.m. or so, and then between 2 and 6 our body detoxes, obviously hopefully finished up digestion before you went to sleep, which is most of the time not the case, and then it's just trying to assimilate and detox at night time. I know about myself that even before, just before 7 o'clock, I'm still detoxing, because if I wake up before 7 o'clock, I feel like I have been drinking the night before, which is obviously not the case. So I try not to wake up before 7 o'clock now, because I know that my body is still detoxing that time. Yes, in that case, if you are just like me and you wake up feeling quite tired, if it's the early hours in the morning, so before 7 o'clock, you can consider to push your breakfast a bit later, so your body can finish detoxing and just have a detox tea before you go to work and have your first meal at work. That actually would help the body to finish this detoxing process. Okay, so if you try these things and you still your sleep didn't improve, then obviously get in touch, and then we can get into depth of why you're not shifting to sleep still. Then the fifth guideline for me is alcohol. It's best to avoid it. Of course, it's easier to say than do it, because it's clearly part of normal society to drink on a daily basis. So I think the first step could be with alcohol, to reduce the amount and reduce the days during the week when you're drinking. So by doing that, obviously you're giving the body a break to detoxify and repair, because obviously alcohol does interfere with these two things: repair of the body, repair of the guts, and detox, because the body is going to be very, very busy trying to get rid of this toxic material. because alcohol is toxic to the body. So if this is why we should limit it to one glass or one shot if it's possible. If it's not you, then just try to give the body a couple of days when it doesn't meet this irritant, and that will also help improve your sleep naturally. With alcohol, we don't really talk about the candida, but if you're regularly drinking, and if you're stressed as well, and if your cortisol levels are high, if your immune system is low because you're not sleeping very well, so your repair phase it's not happening, and your immune system is going down, 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 down. And then you find yourself constantly shifting from one cord to the other, then definitely look into cutting the alcohol intake, and start to make sure that you have detox days and detox smoothies that we talked about before. I will give you some recipes as well later on just to help you in this process, but one vegetable smoothie a day will definitely help the body to get rid of with some toxins and put back in some vitamins and minerals into the system. Of course, if your absorption is not great, and alcohol and food that you're intolerant to stops absorption, then again you have to think to repair the guts first, and then alcohol is a big no in that case. So you completely need to eliminate it from your diet for a while. Okay, so I mentioned candida before. I'm going to talk about the candida infections or overgrowth rather, because we know that candida exists in our body, and in a normal case scenario the balance between bad and good bacteria is 85% for the good guys and 15% for the bad guys, but in chronic cases it's unfortunately the other way around. So candida yeast infection is going to overwhelm the body, and it can be 85% of the bacteria and fungus being the bad guys, and just 15% the good guys, and that's when you will experience serious digestive problems in the first phase, and then other chronic illnesses can develop due to this overgrowth. I will talk about these things later in details, and then you can always contact me and we can chat on Facebook. I do that several times with several friends, that they ask me these things, and I do talk to them. So get in touch. You find me on Facebook, Judith Resinka, or Health and Fitness Retreat Hungary. Thank you guys. Someone is calling. I got to go. Bye.